I am here seated, and I invite you to take a comfortable seat unless you prefer another starting place. It's your practice. But if you're seated, move that hip flesh out of the way, maybe tuck a blanket under your hips. And if you have an extra blanket, I suggest you just place it over your legs or your lap, maybe around your shoulders, and use it to give you a little bit of extra comfort today. My blanket has a little message for me that I will share with you. It says, "My sweet darling, you are the sweetest gift and I adore you. You are a bright young thing and the whole world is in front of you. Take things as they come and you will weather well. Go everywhere. Be brave and strong and free. Keep your eyes and ears and heart wide open. Look for the goodness all around you. And when you feel small in the great big world, be still. Think of your roots. They are deep and true and will allow you to stretch far. So go into the world and let your little light shine. And always remember you are loved and blessed and the littlest one that ever stole my heart. Yours always, XOXO." So I offer that out to you today, my blanket message. Perhaps you would like to have your eyes closed. Perhaps you'd like to draw your shoulders down away from your ears and sit up a little taller so that there's a long line from the root, the tailbone, up to the crown of the head. And in yoga, we've talked about this before, there are these energy centers, not scientifically to date proven, but in yoga, it's part of the tradition. These energy centers run from the root to the crown, and they allow energy to flow and allow us to stay in balance. So when we're thrown out of balance by catastrophes, the root chakra is generally the one that is the primary one that is affected. So today we will focus a little more on the lower half of the body, the root chakra, and just have that sensibility of groundedness, of safety. And so as we settle in and notice all the extraneous senses, the sounds, the smells, the taste in your mouth, the temperature of the air, just allow that to be. And then set aside any worries or thoughts that might be keeping you from being fully present for this practice. They'll be there when we finish. And we'll practice a little pranayama toward the end of this practice, but I wanted to start with a little chant that is associated with the root chakra to get us started. And there will be pranayama involved, whether you know it or not. There's an in-breath and an out-breath that is required to chant. So this is particularly nice when we're in our own spaces and we can just let her rip. So the chant, the sound that is associated with the root chakra is Lam, L-A-M, Am. And you hear that in the Om, the A-U-M, that we sometimes chant in yoga. You might hear it in your traditions. Think Amen, Alleluia, Hosanna. So it's a familiar sound. And so since most of our language, our primary languages are not Sanskrit, we'll create a chant in English for ourselves. And it will be, "I am here now." So we'll just chant this a little bit and allow your breath to just move a little more slowly and deeply as we do. So join in as you are ready. I am here now. 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 And take a nice deep breath. If your eyes are closed, blink them open. Take your arms out wide, reach up. And let your palms find one another, draw them down to your heart center, let your chin bow to your heart, and create an intention for this class. Perhaps it is to be a little more rooted. When you're ready, inhale again, reach up, and then take a side bend to your favorite side first. Inhale as you reach up, and as you exhale, side bend to the other side. Maybe look underneath the opposite arm. Reach up again. We'll take it to each side, moving with your breath. When that feels complete, let the palms find one another and draw them down to heart center. And just pause. Allow your arms to rest, the shoulders to drop down away from the ears, and let the chin draw down to the chest. Find some space in the back of the neck. Again, keeping that long line from the root chakra all the way up the spine. Spine is long. When you're ready, just take a gentle semicircle over to one side, gazing over that shoulder. And then with the exhale, a slow semicircle to the opposite side, gazing over the other shoulder. Good. A few more of these, just waking up, checking in with the neck. Checking in with any sounds you might hear. See if you can smooth out any little rough spots. And if it feels right, take your nose in a circle right in front of you. You can close your eyes for this, or keep them open. Whatever serves you this morning. And make sure you go the other direction before you get dizzy. Good. And find stillness whenever you're ready. Sit up tall, let it all settle. And let's take a couple of twists, dynamic twists. So inhale, reach up, and exhale, take one arm back and one arm forward. Let the fingertips graze the earth. Inhale, reach up and take it to the other side on your exhale. Fingertips gently touching the floor. Unless you're outside in the rain, then the earth, to be specific. You're really grounded. Good for you. Keep moving with your breath. Slow down if I'm going too fast. Turning your head from side to side, getting a little deeper, perhaps stretch in the neck. Breath to movement. When that feels complete, let the palms find one another, draw them down to the heart center, take a moment to pause. And then I guess it's time to remove the blanket. Alas, alas. Keep it a little longer if you like. We'll be here for another moment. But I want to switch the cross of my legs, so just to demonstrate, we'll do that. We'll take the arms up, reach up, And then take the fingertips forward, check in with the hips, let the chin bow to the chest. And then on your inhale, rise back up. And exhale, pour forward. Yeah, maybe you're not going very far. We're still getting started. Good. Take a couple more, just moving with your breath, waking up the body, being gentle, staying rooted. Good. Whenever that feels complete, we'll just take our hands back behind us. Maybe take your feet to the floor. Knees can be parallel. And just lift your hips up, rise up, get a little shoulders and abs involved. And then placing your root chakra on the floor. Did I say chakra? Chakra? Just take your knees from side to side. Shaka, shaka. Yeah, waking up those hips. Good job. Take a moment to give your ankles a nice little pat, pink up the feet, admire your pedicure, and then we'll come to hands and knees with our blankets, always protecting the knees. Smooth out any wrinkles. Spread those fingers nice and wide, hands under shoulders. Tops of the feet can be tucked or on the floor. Yogi's choice. Give it a little Sophie shake. And then find some stillness. And if your wrists bother you, please take care of them by either making fists, maybe you need a little stretch by turning your hands in different directions. Please take care of your wrists. We want them to last a nice long time. When you're ready, inhale, take your belly low and your gaze up a little higher, tailbone lifts as well. And as you exhale, let's round the spine. Bring the belly into the spine, press the mat away. Moving with your breath, give yourself some nice morning cat-cows to wake up. Moving slowly with your breath. Nice big inhale on your cow. And a full exhalation presses that mat away on your cat. We'll take a few more than normal of these because these are just the best. Always the option to find stillness whenever that feels right to you. Again, close your eyes. Really feel where you notice sensation as you are moving your body. Always going for sensation, never pain. Let's decide we're going to pause in the next cat pose, drawing the belly into the spine, the crown of the head toward the floor, the tailbone toward the floor, really pressing the mat away. Good. And then as you exhale, take your hips back to wherever they feel is the edge for you this morning. And then draw yourself back up to your table, maybe a little forward. Maybe your wrists want to get a little stretch as you take a couple more movements, just forward and back. Good. And then finding stillness, turning the palms so the fingers are facing forward. Bring the knees as wide as your mat, as wide as your blanket. And then slide your hips back. Slide your hips back and let your forehead lower down to your block, to your blanket, to the mat. And then let your palms be open. Come into your first child's pose. And we'll take 3 breaths here, letting the spine lengthen out, letting the tailbone soften toward the floor as you are able. Always the option to place a blanket between the hips and the calves. Think about filling up the entire back body. And let the exhalation ground you a little bit more. Good. When you're ready, we'll come back up to our tabletop. This time, do tuck the toes. Let the knees come parallel to one another, a little closer in hip width. And then we'll take our left leg back. How's that? Left leg back, toes pressing toward the floor, drawing the toes toward the floor, but also flexing so that they are coming a little more toward your shin. And then reach the right arm forward. Take your gaze somewhere on the floor right in front of you. Find a bird dog. Yeah, nice long line. Think tailbone to crown again. Yeah. Find that center point. Little wobbliness. Never hurt anybody. Hopefully. And then when you're ready, right hand comes down, left knee comes down, Sophie, shake it out. Tuck those toes again, right leg reaches back, toes pressing toward the floor, left arm reaches forward, bird dog on this side. Find that sweet spot in the center, gazing down toward the floor, long line, crown to root. Take a nice big breath, wait for the exhale. And then lower both knee and hand. Sophie, shake it out. Super good. We're going to sink back on our toes, give our feet a little stretch. And then come forward. Take your hands a little bit forward, couple of inches will probably do. And then begin to lift up into your downward facing dog. Hips reach toward the sky. Heels pressing toward the earth, finding that dog that feels good for you. And if your wrists just will not work with you today, feel free to take a walk to the front of your mat and hang in a rag doll or forward fold. But if you're happy in your down dog, let's walk that dog a little bit. Pressing one heel down and then the other, bending one knee and then the other. And then find some stillness, perhaps lifting your hips a little bit higher, softening the back of the neck. Take a full round of breath. Nice long exhalation, and then look forward, come up on your toes, and take that walk to the front of the mat. Make sure your feet land about hip width, and there's a nice little bend in the knees as we are just getting started. You might want to dangle your arms or reach for your elbows, hanging in ragdoll, head under heart. And if this does not work for you today, feel free to come up slowly or come into a halfway lift. Perhaps that will work. We'll shake the head out, yes and no, softening the back of the neck. And then as you're ready, release the arms and slowly, using the strength of your legs and the grounded sense of your feet pressing into the earth, rise up slowly. See how slowly you can come up, stacking the vertebrae, drawing those shoulders down and away from the ears, coming into mountain pose. So in mountain pose, we are super grounded. So you might look down at your toes, lift them and spread them, and then consciously lower from the outer toes inward, one toe at a time, and really grip your mat. Tuck your tailbone so it's pressing toward the earth. Lift your crown a little bit taller toward the heavens and open your heart. So drawing those shoulder blades toward one another. Little bend in the knees. Excellent mountain pose. When you're ready, take a big breath, sweep the arms up, get really tall. Make a little teepee with your hands by clasping you know how to do it. press the four fingers together and all the rest are clasped. And then see if you can draw your arms a little closer to your ears, shoulders down, and then take a lean over to the right. Make that C shape with the body, keeping your feet firmly grounded. Take a nice big breath. Feel the left side of the body activated with the breath. And then as you exhale, bring yourself back up to center. Reset. And then take yourself over to the left. Full breath in. Wait for the exhalation. Good. Feel the whole right side of the body getting activated as you breathe. And then on the next exhalation, just rise back up. And then release your hands, rain them down. Take your hands and clasp them behind you. Send them down below the tailbone, drawing the shoulder blades together. Maybe gaze up for a moment if your balance feels pretty steady today. And then with a little bend in your knees, we'll forward fold. Yeah. Little bend in the knees. We'll keep the back safe. Maybe the arms lift up and off the back. Take a full breath here. And then maybe the left leg comes a little more straight, the right leg bends a little bit more. The arms come over toward the right and you gaze toward the left. Anywhere will do. Perhaps you want to take your gaze up toward the ceiling. And then we'll just switch. So bending into the left leg, straightening out the right, arms go to the left, gaze goes up. Good. When you're ready, back to center. Release the arms. Circle out the wrists. Forward fold. When you're ready, on your inhale, let's come to a halfway lift. Lengthen out the spine. So again, this is another long line, tailbone to crown. Take a full breath here. And on your exhale, refold. We'll take the right leg back. Take a long runner's lunge here. And just let your hands frame your left foot. You can use your blocks here if you like. And take a moment to rock forward and back. Just get that stretch. Feel the right hip flexor getting a nice stretch. Take a nice big breath. Shine your heart forward. Right hand comes to the inside of the left foot. It can be on the lower side of the block as well. And then sweep the left arm up. Find a twist here. Follow it with your gaze. Keep that right hand grounded, left arm reaching up. Nice open shoulder on the left side. Maybe a circle. Would feel good. Maybe, maybe not. Good. And then the left hand releases to frame the left foot, lower the right knee to the ground. And take your left hip back to meet your right. Your right hip goes back too. Come into a half split. Inhale to shine your heart. Lift the left toes so they're drawing toward the left shin. And then bow. Wherever you bow is perfect. Inhale to lengthen out again. And exhale, bow. One more time. Good. When you're ready, scoot yourself back forward. Let's take the hands to the left thigh and shine the heart. Good. Nice big breath in as you drop your shoulders down. Finding that space between the ears and the shoulders, always good. And if you like, reach your arms up. Low crescent. Good. Framing the ears, always nice. And if you like, right arm reaches back for the right leg. Left arm reaches up, exalted low crescent. Yeah, keeping those right toes tucked will give you a little more grounded sensation. Maybe you look up. Excellent. Breathe in. And breathe out. Hands frame the left foot. Tuck the right toes. We're going to step back to downward facing dog, unless you prefer to step forward and meet us in a forward fold. Good. Second dog. Maybe you lift a little higher. Maybe we'll move a little faster, maybe not, we'll see. Take a nice big breath and a nice long exhale as you look forward. Come up on your toes, walk forward. Yeah, circle out your wrists. Keep a bend in the knees and root to rise. Slowly rising. Taking those arms, reaching them up, clasp your hands, make that little tent, teepee, whatever you prefer. Lean to the left. Look right. Good. Take a nice round of breath. On the exhale, come on back to center. We'll take it over to the right. Got to get those side stretches in. Breathe into the left side body. Make that C shape. Feet firmly grounded. On the next exhalation, whenever it comes, wait for it. Rise back up. We'll take our arms back behind us. Clasp the hands. You might cross the opposite thumb, so it feels a little awkward. Just to test our brains. Shine your heart. And exhale, forward fold. Super good. Arms maybe reach off the body. Maybe the legs come a little more straight here. And then maybe you straighten out the left leg. Maybe you bend the right knee. Take the arms over to the right. Look under the left shoulder. Look up toward the ceiling, wherever you feel so inspired. And then we'll switch, bend the left, straighten the right, take the arms to the left. And then coming back to center, release your arms, circle out the wrists, shake them out. On your next inhale, we'll come up halfway, lengthen out the spine, find that tailbone to crown length. Take a big breath. And on your exhale, fold again and take the left leg back. We'll come into that low runner's lunge, rocking forward and back. Always the option to use blocks whenever props feel necessary. And then when you're ready, left hand comes to the inside of the right foot. Sweep that right arm up, follow it with your gaze. Maybe take a couple of shoulder circles. Always the option for a half bind here. Those are always nice if you feel like your shoulders are ready. Good. When you're ready, arm reaches back up. Exhale it down. Lower the left knee. Sink your hips back. Lift your right toes. Lengthen out the spine on your inhale. And exhale, fold into your half split. Good. Nose can come to knee. Right hip drawing back in alignment with the left. Take another big breath, lengthen out. Again, look up, shine your heart. And exhale, refold. Good. When you're ready, come on back. Lower the right foot. Bring your hands to your right thigh. Draw your shoulders down away from the ears. Shine your heart. Good, nice big breath. Reach the arms up. Find that low crescent lunge, the stretch in your left hip flexor. We won't be here long. When you're ready, exalt that thing. Take the left arm back, the right arm reaches up, gaze up. Nice big breath. And exhale when you're ready. Hands frame the right foot. One more tuck of the left toe. One more step back with the right foot. We'll land in our last downward facing dog for the day, for the class. Who knows? You might come back into a dog. Take a nice big breath, look forward, hop, step, walk, jump. Somehow get to the front of your mat. And once you're there, take your peace fingers and wrap them around your big toes. And then with a nice bend in your knees, bring your belly to your thighs. Again, always the option to come to just a halfway lift. And you might want to draw your elbows out a little bit and then see what happens if you Get a nice stretch in your hamstrings by straightening out your legs a little bit more. Good. Soft neck. Take a full round of breath. A nice long exhalation. And then release your toes. Shake out the wrists and begin to stack your vertebrae, coming up slowly, keeping that bend in the knee until you find your mountain pose. And then let it all settle. Yeah. Nice settled mountain pose. Take your arms and reach your fingers toward the earth, crown of the head toward the heavens. Find that center place where your weight is evenly distributed as much as possible. Maybe you sway right and left, maybe you close your eyes. Just check in. Nice big breath, fill up. Good, and when you exhale, we'll keep the right foot where it is. Take the left foot to the left and find a nice wide stance. Toes can point out. Reach your arms up and at an angle. Find star pose. Take up space. Spread your fingers nice and wide. So good. From here, we're going to take our arms out from our shoulders. Take our right foot and spin it forward. Bend into that right knee and take the back foot and turn it at an angle. And then look down at your feet. Let's find that rootedness in our warrior two by looking at the heel of the right foot and seeing if there's a line between the heel and the arch of the left foot. Yeah, that's what we're going for. No perfection, but notice where your shoulders are in space. Drop them down away from the ears and see if you can take your gaze somewhere over that right middle finger. Good. Take a nice breath in here and feel the power of this warrior two. And feel that your feet are really grounded. All four sides of both feet pressing in to the mat, toes gripping the mat. Yeah, you can feel your legs getting energized. I can. Good. When you're ready, flip the right palm, take it up and take the left arm back. Find your peaceful warrior. Maybe you want to reach up with your left hand for your right wrist and give it a little extra something. Leaning back a little bit more, sky archer. Keeping that bend in the front knee. Good, nice big breath. And when you're ready, release your arms. Let those shoulders drop down. Gaze over the right fingertips. Warrior two, one more time. And then we'll straighten that right leg-ish, keeping a little bend. Lean forward and lower the right hand down for triangle. Right hand comes to the inside of the right shin. Left arm might reach up, gaze might go up, or if you're feeling like you need a little more grounding, you can gaze down. Good, take a full breath here. Excellent. Then rise back up, keeping your arms spread wide. Take your toes, turn them out again. Find star one more time. And then we'll sink down into warrior two on the other side. So left toes turn toward the left side. We're just going back and forth on our mat. Sort of simple. Take a look at your heel to arch alignment. Let your shoulders drop down and gaze over your left fingers. So this left knee over the left ankle, but tracking a little more toward the left pinky toe. And then don't disregard the right side of the right foot. So make sure all four sides of feet are pressing into your mat. Good, breathe here. Let the shoulders drop down a little bit more. So strong, so strong. When you're ready, reach that left arm up. Lean back, peaceful warrior. Maybe sky archer if you want to reach for the wrist. Get that stretch. Take a full round of breath here. Feel the breath, giving you that internal massage. So good. When you're ready, sink back down, warrior two again. Yeah, Let the shoulders relax a little bit more here. Straighten out the left leg, lean toward the left, and we'll lower the left hand to the inside of the left calf. Right arm can reach, gaze can be up or down. Come into your triangle. Triangle should feel like a nice stretch. That's a little bit of a twist, a little bit of balance. Good. One more breath in. Rise back up, warrior two, rebend that left knee. And then one more time, come into your star pose, because you are a star. Hands come to heart center. Take your toes in, your heels out. Heels in, toes out. Toes in, heels out. And then somewhere around this spot, hopefully is your mountain. Find your mountain pose. Good. Reset. Okay. So thinking about that groundedness, imagine you are growing roots into the earth. We say this a lot, but I really mean it. Like really extend those roots far down into the earth. We are here now. We are here now. Take a nice big breath as you reach the crown of your head toward the heavens and your tailbone toward the earth. This energy that is you, fully rooted. And then bring that good energy over to the left. Take your right foot, externally rotate this whole right leg, keeping a little bend in the left knee. Maybe you want to reach down. Maybe you want to stay right where you are. But if you reach down and bring your right foot to the inside of the left leg into tree pose, make sure your right foot is not pressing into your knee. We want to take care of our knees. And if your foot is in the inside of the left leg, press equally with the foot and the leg. See if you can find that balance. And maybe you reach your arms up, keeping your gaze on something that's not moving. Just play. If you come out, come back. Stay rooted. Stay grounded. So good. We'll stay for one more round of breath. Come out slowly. See how slowly you can come out. Hands can come to heart. Release that leg. Bring it back to the floor. Let's all take our hands to our hips. Give yourself some hip circles, bending one knee, then the other. Switch directions. Shake it out. Forget about it. Shake the left hand left and right. Right hand up and down. Shake the right hand right and left. Left hand, wait a minute. Left hand up and down. Oh gosh. I hope you guys are laughing. Okay. Come back into your mountain. Start always in your rooted mountain pose. Find that root to crown alignment. And then let's try it on the other side. Bring your weight into your right leg, little bend in the right knee. Externally rotate to your version of tree. Find your drishti, your gazing point. Hands come wherever they come. Maybe they reach down, gently placing the left foot on the inside of the right leg. Keep your gaze on something in your space that is not moving. And if you've come out of this, just come back. Always the option to use your wall or a chair. Yeah. Get that sense of rootedness as you rise. Take one more full breath. And then come out as slowly as you did the last time, maybe slower. And let it go. Let's lift one heel and then the other. Shake it out, dance it out. Do what you need to do to shake that off. And then we're going to bring the feet wide. Unless you know Malasana yogi squat is not good for you, just come down to a seat. But if you'd like to come down through a yogi squat, toes facing out just like they were in our star, and just begin to lower yourself down. If you want a hip opener, if you love Malasana, maybe your triceps come to the insides of the thighs and you press again as equally as possible with the legs and the arms. Yeah. Notice how difficult this is, challenging, should I say. And see if you can breathe for a couple more breaths. And then we'll come down whenever we're ready, as gently as we can, to a seat. Crisscross applesauce, and take a moment to notice, without your blanket, for a moment, how your hips feel. Yeah, mine are a little more open. Excellent. Take a moment in this seat. We're going to take a twist and then some pranayama. Here we go. Reach up and exhale. Take one hand forward, the other hand back, and gaze over your shoulder. We've been here before. Inhale, reach up, and exhale to the other side. Maybe you take your twist a little bit more deeply here. Let's go to either side. Each side, one more time. Good. And then come back to a comfortable seat. Let your hands rest for now where they're comfortable. Let your shoulders drop down. And we're going to do some alternate nostril breathing before we come down to our backs. Best done seated. Also very grounding, good for bringing us back to center. So the thumb and the fourth finger are the most practical fingers to use. You can keep your eyes open for a little bit and then maybe close them as we practice this breath. So we're going to take a full breath in and a full breath out, and then we'll plug the right side of the nostrils, the right side of the nose, and inhale through the left. And then close off with the fourth finger, the left nostril, and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close that off, exhale through the left. Inhale left. Close it off, exhale right. And then we'll just continue in this way. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. You're doing great. Just a few more. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Let your hands rest. Let your eyes stay closed. Just breathe normally here. Notice what you notice. As you're ready, blink open your eyes. We'll take ourselves down to our mats lengthwise. Hopefully your sinuses are nice and open. Come on down to your back. Tuck your feet so that your heels are close to your hips. Your gaze is up. Your shoulders are nice and tucked underneath your shoulder blades. And we'll take 5 bridge lifts. So on your inhale, lift up toward the ceiling. And on your exhale, lower down. 4 more. Find your own pace. And when you get to that 5th one, we're going to stay for just a couple of breaths. One of the symptoms of root chakra imbalance is insomnia. So this bridge pose, super good for helping us sleep. But the trick is we have to stay a little longer. So in your spare time, come into a bridge pose and see if you can increase the time every day in your bridge. We'll just stay for a few breaths here just to get the feel. Maybe you lift your hips a little higher. And take the length of a long exhalation to really lower down and get your body grounded on that mat from the root to the crown. And reach your knees up to your heart. Tuck them in. Give yourself a nice big hug. Curl up in a nice little ball. Maybe bring your nose to your knees. Get small. Lower your head and shoulders if they're lifted. And then take a moment to drop the knees over to the right. Your left arm can open out to a T. The gaze can be over that left shoulder. Land in a nice grounded twist. So if it helps to have a block between your knees, just so that you can twist in a way that feels a little more supported, please do that. We'll take 3 breaths here. As you're ready, removing your blocks, if it's there, hug your knees into your chest again. Bring your nose to your knee if you like, knees. And then with arms out to a T, take your knees over to the left. Maybe set yourself up so you feel supported. Taking your gaze over toward the right. And breathe. So good. When your 3rd breath is done, bring your feet back to center, remove your props. If your blanket's close by, you might want to reach for it, tuck it underneath your knees or over top you or under your neck, and find your favorite Shavasana shape. It can be with arms outstretched, arms over belly, legs wide. Just feel really grounded and rooted on the earth. Let your eyes close. Let the face soften. Relax the jaw. Just let the hips be heavy. Let the legs really just surrender. So maybe the feet fall out to the sides. Just take a moment to just be here now. Mark Nepo has a poem that I think so eloquently speaks to times when things are unrooting us. He writes, "Everything is beautiful, and I am so sad. This is how the heart makes a duet of wonder and grief. The light spraying through the lace of the firm is as delicate as the fibers of memory forming their web around the knot in my throat. The breeze makes the birds move from branch to branch, as this ache makes me look for those I've lost in the next room, in the next song, in the laugh of the next stranger. In the very center, under it all, what we have that no one can take away, and all that we've lost face each other. It is there that I'm adrift, feeling punctured by a holiness that exists inside everything. I am so sad, and everything is beautiful." As you're ready, begin to deepen the breath. Make small movements with the body. Always have the option to stay right where you are. But if you like, roll to one side, your favorite side, and just curl up there for a moment. And take a moment to notice what kind of impact your practice, you did that, what kind of impact your practice has had on your body, mind, spirit. Perhaps your rootedness, your sense of security in this world. And then when you're ready, using the strength of your arms, press yourself up to a seat one more time. Let your eyes close. One more reminder, shoulders down away from the ears. Gotta do it. Notice if you feel any energy moving from the tailbone to the crown. Maybe lengthen out a little bit more, sit up a little taller. And when you're ready, take those arms, sweep up, reach up for all the goodness. Let the palms find one another. Draw them down right to heart center, chin to chest. Take a moment to recall your intention. Breathe into that, perhaps carry it with you for the rest of the day. Send a prayer out into the world. Thank you all for practicing. Until we meet again, Namaste.